Today I will be making Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue is an iron 2 ion surrounded by 6 cyanide ions. It isn't very toxic because the cyanides are very tightly joined together with the iron. It is commonly used as a dye in many paintings. To make it, you will need 32% hydrochloric acid, steel wool, and distilled water. Start by adding 50 milliliters of water into a beaker. Then add around 60 milliliters of the hydrochloric acid into the water and then stir it around. I then added the acid solution into a larger beaker so that the steel wool would dissolve better into the acid. I then added around 10 grams of steel wool. Here, the iron in the steel wool is turning into iron 2 chloride and it is releasing hydrogen gas. I let the iron dissolve overnight and it took about 12 hours to dissolve. I then filtered the solution to get rid of any insolubles like carbon and other impurities in the steel wool. Next, we will have to change the iron 2 chloride into its third oxidation state by adding around 110 mL of 3% hydrogen peroxide into the solution. You could use a higher percentage of hydrogen peroxide if you have it, and then there wouldn't be as much water to evaporate. Adding the hydrogen peroxide to the iron chloride solution will generate a small amount of heat. You can then pour the solution into a container that has more surface area so that the water will evaporate faster. You can let it air dry or you can put it on a hot plate and then in an oven so that the water will evaporate faster. If you heat the solution, make sure you have a good gas mask because small amounts of hydrochloric acid will come off. It wasn't fully dried, but I decided to go ahead and make Prussian Blue anyway. I then added 5 grams of it into some water to dissolve. It doesn't dissolve very easily into water, so you make sure you filter out anything that doesn't dissolve. For the next step, I dissolved about 1 Now you will have to add the two solutions together and it will form a precipitate, which is Prussian blue. You can then filter the solution to get